Once upon a time, a commoner named Meghan from a land far, far away known as California met a handsome Prince Charming named Harry. They fell in love and got married. It was the stuff of fables. The prince was dashing in his military uniform. The bride was glowing in her designer gown.
There's power in love.
Ultimately, a bishop from America gave a powerful sermon on love, and a gospel choir sang "Stand By Me." There was a horse-drawn carriage, adoring crowds, lots of famous faces, but few world leaders. And then they kissed. And just like that, the commoner became a princess, and they'll live happily ever after, just like all the other princesses. Well, maybe not. Let's wish them a little better luck. Tens of millions watched that live around the world. Twitter reported a peak of 40,000 tweets a minute when the U.S. pastor delivered his sermon. For lots of little girls, Meghan Markle is the embodiment of a true-life fairy tale. But she's determined to use her own voice in this story, walking by herself partway down the aisle and making it clear she wants to be equal partners with her husband.
Now it's time to, as you said, work as a team with you.
Meghan's not the only princess blazing her own trail. Storybook princesses are being reimagined too as badass superheroes like Wonder Woman. Even Disney princesses have had a makeover. Pocahontas, Mulan, Princess Merida from Brave, they all have happy endings, and some of them don't even get married. So princesses may have evolved, but real-life royal marriages are definitely not fairy tales. So in an age of feminist activism, what's Meghan Markle's role? Joining me to talk about this is Elizabeth Renzetti. She's columnist for the Globe and Mail and author of a new book called Shrewd, a look at the lives of girls and women. So you were at the last wedding. I'm sure you're up early, like absolutely everybody watching
Wearing my
this.
fascinator.
Yeah, really?
No.
Why are we so fascinated by weddings?
Well, this wedding in particular, I think we're fascinated by because it is the absolute apogee of what little girls often are taught from the earliest age, which is that getting a man to marry, in this case a prince, is the sort of the height of ambitions for them. So I think the glamour and everything just adds to it.
So she is a feminist.
Yes.
In fact, we all do research for these things, and I found a quote of her saying, "With fame comes opportunity, but responsibility to focus less on glass slippers, more on pushing through glass ceilings." Can you be a feminist and a princess? She said that obviously before she met Harry.
I personally love the Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor went on Sesame Street once and she said, "Princess is not a career," which I think is terrific. But Meghan is a feminist, and she's also very strong-minded and determined, and she had this wonderful career up until now, the age of 36. So I think if she can take that determination, she can absolutely branch out and be an advocate for the causes that are important to her and kind of escape the gilded cage that Buckingham Palace will have around her.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened to Harry's mother. She tried to be independent.
Yes, she did. That was a slightly less fortunate outcome, let's say, and we hope that Harry and Meghan are going to have a better outcome. And I think times are different now. We look at women differently. We look at their ambitions differently. And I think she's really strong-minded, and she has clearly his support. I mean, look at the way he looked at her, like he was besotted. So I think with his support and with her determination, she will actually have be able to be a good advocate for the causes she believes in. And hopefully those causes will be advocating for girls and women.
So she is in love with him too, it seems. So everyone's talking about what's in it for her, but what's in it for the royals?
Oh, they won the lottery with her, if you ask me. Like people say, you know, she's lucky. They're lucky to have her because she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's ambitious, she's determined, and she's American. So Americans have always loved the monarchy, and Canadians as well, I think more than British people do. So this forges these terrific ties of strength between America and Britain. It'll make more Americans want to go to Britain, pump up the economy, be tourists. And also, Anglo-American ties are not particularly strong at this point, as we know. So perhaps this will help forge bonds a little more strongly. And that's a win for the royal family.
So will she use that voice? Will we hear her pronouncing on any issues or just looking fabulous in America?
Well, she can't be very controversial because let's remember, this is, as I say, a gilded cage and a monarchy that's been a strong box for 1,000 years. So she will be able to work within those confines, but I think if she's clever, which she is, she will be able to find her way around all of the royal strictures and have her voice heard.
What was your favorite moment yesterday?
Oh, definitely Bishop Curry and the gospel choir, I thought were both beautiful. And the little gaggle of children. That was just lovely. I thought that was adorable.
Elizabeth, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Renzetti.